Hey Vanners, welcome back to another video with me, Ivana, and no van. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be so hard, you guys, to say hey Vanners and not have a van. So don't get scared. Miranda is technically okay. She is just no longer mine. So yeah, let me just jump right in and tell you guys. Right now, Miranda is up for sale. She's technically already sold. She's been up for sale for the past week, and in a week, I was able to get someone to buy it, even though Miranda had a couple mechanical issues. I still got a reasonable price for her, and hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed, she is completely sold. But as you can see, you guys, I'm no longer in the van. Life has really just shifted. When has it not? Like, it's always like this. I do a tour and then something happens. But yeah, this video is not about that. This video is about why I started van life to begin with. It's a video that I've been wanting to do for a while. I just haven't had the emotional capacity to really go ahead and dive deep into it, because you know, my van life story isn't a happy one. It came from a place of trauma. It came from a place of sadness, depression, anxiety, so all those triggering words. But yeah, van life to me was a salvation. It was a way to escape what I was currently feeling. And yeah, let's go ahead and just dive right deep into it. Get your tissues ready. I have my shirt. But yeah, let's get started. Van life. Deciding to live in your car is insane. If van life wasn't as popular as it is now, basically you're just living in your car. You're homeless. To most people, that is what they hear. You're living in your car, you're homeless. And it's not where I pictured my life 3-4 years ago, when I first started thinking about it. I actually thought about van life before van life was even like in my radar. I was just in a crazy place in my life. I had a lot of traumatizing things that happened, that kind of just pushed me to no longer have peace in my home, so I needed to look for solace somewhere else. So I've been recording this. I've recorded this like 3-4 times, and I keep stomping on my words, like tripping on my words, because it's hard. It's hard to talk about this. It's hard to talk about why it is that I started van life. And I think if you hear a lot of van lifers, when I watch their videos and watch like them having like little interview questions and stuff with like the audience, they kind of skim through like why it is that they started van life. And usually it's something happened. They were at a 9-to-5 job and they realized that it just wasn't for them. Like, it's just, they don't go in too deep. And I started to realize that the more and more van tours I watched, and the more and more videos of van lifers I watched, and all the recent things that have happened to van lifers, I started to realize, I'm like, we all are coming from a place of trauma. Like, somehow, some severe, some less severe, but I feel like we are all coming from a place of trauma when it comes to van life. Some of us are escaping normalcy, others are just escaping to begin with. We're just escaping. At least for me, that's what it was. You know, I've been told since I was little that your home is your peace. And I believe that. I believe that your home is your peace. And when your peace gets disrupted, which mine did, it wasn't on purpose. Wasn't out of a place of malice. It was actually out of a place of pain that the home I had before I started, you know, living in my car. I showed it in my first video here on YouTube, like leaving my apartment to move into a car. I was a 1-bedroom apartment, and at one point it was me, my husband, and relatives. I don't want to go into specifics, but family members that I love with all my heart that had to live with me because of certain circumstances, basically depression and anxiety. And it was traumatizing. It was traumatizing to say the least, because, you know, I went from only thinking about me and my husband to thinking about 3 other people, and being the youngest in my family to being the head of the household. It was hard. It was made me grow up very fast, and I couldn't handle it. That basically is the gist of it. I couldn't handle so much stress. Like, there's something that my work mom always told me when she told me her story of having breakdowns and panic attacks and everything. And she told me how you need to have peace somewhere. If it's not your home, it's your job. If it's not your job, it's something. You need to have peace somewhere. And the minute that you don't have that anywhere is the minute that everything falls apart. And for me, that's what happened. I didn't have peace in my home. I didn't have peace at work. And my solace was driving my brand new 2018 RAV4, that beautiful blue color. That was my solace. And then one day it wasn't my solace anymore, because I started having panic attacks while I was driving. And when you have never gone through a panic attack, guys, it feels like you're dying. It feels like you can't breathe. And it's so hard to describe it, because I'm scared that I'll have a panic attack. But it was traumatizing. It was traumatizing, to say the least, of the first time ever having a panic attack while I was driving, and having to go to the emergency room and talk to them, and just feeling like I was insane. Because, you know, that's what you think when you don't have wounds, when you don't have physical wounds and all your wounds are mental, you feel crazy. So yeah, my van life story started to just gain that peace back. So yeah, that was where my van life story started. It started from a place of pain, of fear of not being able to pay my bills, fear of having my home taken away from me again. It was so many things. I saw this beautiful girl on YouTube, Ileana, or what's her name, Janelle Ileana, just talk about her van and talk about van life in such a way that just kind of pushed me to take a crazy idea that I had 4 or 5 months before watching her video of, you know, dropping everything and living in my car and going to the gym to shower and having a storage unit for my stuff that now doesn't sound insane, but at the time it sounded insane. And then seeing a few months later Like, if I had called it upon the universe to show this to me, that it is possible, that you're not insane, that other people are in the same exact place that you're in. And it was amazing. Van life was amazing. It was an amazing experience. Building Miranda gave me so much confidence. And even though I had to tear her apart and bring her back and tear her apart and bring her back, it was, for the first time, I was doing something that everyone was pushing me against, and I didn't care. I didn't care that what anyone thought of me. I don't care anymore. It was that breaking point. Like, Miranda kind of pushed me out of that, because I turned 30 in Miranda. I turned 30 in 2020, pushing me from this person that cared about what everyone thought of her to someone who just didn't care at all. I didn't care what the people that love me thought of anything. I just cared about me. And that's something that I don't, until you feel it, until you have it, you won't know it. You won't know how freeing it is to no longer care what other people think. But with all that said, living in a van is only fun for so long. It's like you go camping and it's so much fun in the beginning, but then you start realizing why it is that, we've evolved so far into having plumbing, running water, to not having to care about where your next poop is gonna be. Next poop. I think in hindsight, what I think it was is that I started to heal. I started to heal that trauma that pushed me to do van life. And once I was healing, the things that were helping me heal were stressing me out. Having to figure out where I was going to use the bathroom, how I was going to have internet, having to constantly be moving that van so that people didn't know I was in there, for my own safety, because I had a lot of weird encounters. But those things that were supposed to make me feel better, or that were helping me heal, started to become my stress. And I was so close. I finished the van and I was so close to going out on the road and doing everything that I needed to do. And then Miranda broke down for like the 5th time. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it because I needed stability. And Miranda was no longer stability. You can't have stability in a running vehicle, in a vehicle that's constantly going. Sorry, guys. I had to cough. It's not COVID. It's not. But yeah, you cannot have stability in a car that is constantly moving. And there's so many things that I want to do with my life. And I thought to myself, do you want to take control of your life, or do you want to keep on escaping your life? And yes, you might find, happiness and excitement in traveling and seeing the world and all that. And that's great. But can you do what you want to do on the road? And I had to ask myself that hard question of, okay, if I'm going to be on the road, then that means I have to keep my job. That means that I have to keep on doing stuff that I don't want to do until YouTube picks up, or if it even ever picks up. It was such a hard decision. And then it wasn't. Like I have to be honest, like, it was a hard decision, but once I completed the van and once I did the van tour, I told myself, okay, so if you sell the van and you don't go around the country like you told everyone you were gonna do, then what does that say about you? But if I go and do what I said I was gonna do, even though I don't want to do it because I told other people, then what does that say about you? And mind you, I don't care anymore. So at that point, it's just kind of like, do you? So now I'm here. Now I'm here. Tomorrow, Miranda, hopefully, fingers crossed, gets sold completely. It's basically a done deal, but it's like Miranda's gonna be gone, and now it's like, okay, now what are we doing now? Now what am I doing next? And there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff that I want to do next, but I've been on this YouTube channel and I've also told my family that I want to do, but then I don't follow through. I told you guys so many times that I was going to be more consistent with my videos, that I was going to upload a lot more often, well, that I was going to be more consistent with my videos, that I had video ideas that I was going to upload, and then I never did. So I don't really want to tell you guys what I'm going to do next. I want to show you. So if you have stayed with me this far into this video, I really hope that you guys leave a comment below if you're a van lifer, if you are not a van lifer, just interested in, you know, taking that step into van life, and you just wanted to know someone's story. Leave it down in the comments. Tell me if you're a van lifer, if you're a vanner, like, tell me what you're doing right now. I'd really like to know. But if you're here and you're just trying to figure out, you know, is van life right for you? Here's my answer. I can tell you so many different things of what not to do, what to do, and why you shouldn't and why you should, but it's not really going to shift your mindset. The truth is that if you want to do van life, you're going to do it. If you don't, you'll find a reason not to do it. Just whatever choice you make sure that you're doing it for you. And if you're in a bad place right now, and for you, van life is your escape, as long as you know that, as long as you know why you're doing van life, then you're good. You're good. And even if you don't, you'll figure it out real quick. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to show you guys what's coming next. So definitely subscribe to my channel so that you don't lose me in the big world of YouTube. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed my transparency. Lord. This is gonna be very weird. Can I still say van lifer? Can I still call myself a van lifer if I don't have a van? Can I still call you guys vanners if I'm not a vanner? I feel like I'm still a vanner, even if I don't have a van. I think van life will always be in me because I am always looking at cars, and the first thing I think is, can I live here? I don't think that is ever gonna go away. Ever. But yeah, let me let you guys go. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.
I'm colder than the day